Those who refuse the gift of eternal life are condemned to wander in the darkness of eternal night. Coming this fall from SJS Direct. I'm looking for my first sales for the month of October, so if you could head over to Amazon.com and pick up one of my books, I'd really appreciate it. In a previous video, I stated how we have a sellout culture here in Black America, and how that sellout culture is undermining the ability of Black people in an effort to make any sort of progress. Now, these sellouts, what they want to do is remain loyal to the institution of white supremacy, and they want to remain loyal to the institution of white supremacy is because they're used to getting crumbs from that master's table. And as this election has gone on, we've seen more and more of these bootlicks reveal themselves to the world. Now, recently, your Amanda Seales, one of the former hosts on the show The Real, decided to let out her inner mammy and decided to speak against the Black agenda, Black reparations, and to speak against your people who were calling out Joe Biden as the author of the 1994 crime bill. And with those statements, we see that your Amanda Seales is not someone who is about Black empowerment, but is all about continuing to receive her crumbs from the white supremacist table. Now, your Amanda Seales, in her mind, the best thing Black Americans need to do is sit down, shut up, and go vote for Joe Biden, and vote for him even though he is showing that he's not interested in helping Black people receive tangibles in exchange for our votes. So in her eyes, it's perfectly fine for us to just go and vote for a candidate, even though that candidate has gone out of their way to disrespect us by presenting us with a paternalistic view of Black America, like his proposal for Lift Every Voice, and then put up an ad where he shows Black women as strippers and tells Black men to get their booties to the pole. A ad that was one big middle finger thrown up at both Black men and Black women, because in that ad it was showing that they only saw Black women as Jezebels, and they saw Black men as one big collective of penises caught up in their lust, and would only vote if they were tempted sexually by some stripper. That's what Amanda Seales wants Black people to do, but those of us who are a part of New Black Media, we are no longer going to go along with this type of agenda at all, because that is not a Black agenda, and a Black agenda is about us supporting candidates who want to bring tangibles to us. We are not about just having somebody come to us and try to dictate to us, like what your Joe Biden tried to do with Lift Every Voice, or what Donald Trump did with his paternalistic platinum plan. No, the Black agenda is all about Black people saying what they want and telling politicians that if we don't get what we want, we are not voting, and insisting that we get what we want from our candidates. Moreover, we are insisting that our so-called celebrities be held accountable when they make treacherous statements like this. Gone are the days when your Black celebrities could just go out here and promote a campaign like Vote or Die, like Sean Diddy Combs did in 1992, and get black people to the polls to vote for a Bill Clinton. No, today, if you want a black vote, you need to go to black people and listen to what we tell you what we want. And we're not just telling you, we're insisting we get what we want, or we have no incentive to vote for you. So we also are letting these celebrities know they are no longer the leaders of the black community, and we are no longer going to be represented by them. And from the tweets that your Ananda Seals presented, it shows that she's really angry about the fact that black America is no longer listening to old black media, but they're listening to new black media, and they're listening to new black media's talking points, where we are demanding tangibles in exchange for our votes, and we're not just going to vote straight down political party tickets just because we're told to. No, the black vote is no longer something that people can take for granted, and these black bootlicks, they are upset because they know that their position of power is being put in jeopardy. So they're scared that black people out here are now no longer listening to them, and that's why she got angry after the Trump-Biden debate, talking about how black agendas aren't important and reparations aren't important, and how us calling out Joe Biden over the 94 crime bill is we should stop doing that. She's angry because nobody's listening to the House Negroes who are a part of these political parties, and people are listening to new black media who are demanding tangibles in exchange for our votes. So we are not sitting there letting our votes be taken for granted, voting straight down tickets, and we're not following 2-bit celebrities who have shown who they're truly loyal to. And as these celebrities continue to show us their loyalty to white supremacy, more and more people who follow new black media are now developing a response, and that response is to cut these people out of our social circles, because these people are not about black empowerment. These people are not about building a stronger black community. These people are not about holding the government accountable. These people are not about creating policy that protects black people. These people are not interested in the policies that black people want as related to tangible justice, as related to things like punishing these police officers when they murder innocent black people, these race soldiers who have infiltrated police departments and want to use the badge to terrorize black people, or these suburban commandos like George Zimmerman who want to wage war on black children like Trayvon Martin. We want policy to punish them, tangible policy that holds these people accountable and punishes them to the fullest extent of the law, like some of these police officers claim to want to enforce. That's what we want as one of our tangibles. And the other tangible we want is reparations for slavery and the past and current ongoing discrimination that has gone on and prevented black men like myself and many other black men and women from finding employment, finding housing, and getting an equal opportunity to compete in this country. That's why reparations are important, because this is not just about slavery. This is about Jim Crow. This is about the complete undermining of affirmative action, which prevented black men from getting an equal opportunity, because instead of black men getting those jobs, they were given to black women, and they were given to white women in larger majorities, and every other minority other than a black man. And it's about current ongoing discrimination where people use so-called diversity to prevent black men from finding employment or being able to get things like loans or be able to go out here and get support for black owned businesses. And these are things that are tangibles that black people want from their government, and we aren't going to vote unless we have those tangibles in place. And with each sellout that reveals themselves, we have more people we know we need to deal with in the black community by cutting them out of our social circles, because each one of these people who make these kind of statements, whether they be a Terry Crews or an Ananda Seals, we now know that this is a person we can't trust. We know this is a person who isn't about black empowerment, and we now know we need to cut that person out of our social circle. And what we need to do with that person is since they're so loyal to their white slave masters in these corporate oligarchies, we need to leave them to their slave masters. And whatever happens to those people in those oligarchies or in those institutions happens to those people. So when they call for help, asking for help from the black community needs to do what every other community does when there's a traitor in their community. They don't answer the call. So your Ananda Seals, she wants to be loyal to the left, then we need to leave her to the people she's loyal to. And if those people turn on her, we leave her to her fate. Same thing with the Terry Crews and many of these other black bootlicks out here like Herschel Walker. We need to leave these people to the white people they love so much and let them suffer at their hands. And if they suffer at their hands, they can't come back to the black community. That's the standard that it is in every other community, and we need to have that standard for our community as well. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct publications like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the Spinsterella trilogy, and give me my first sales for the month of October, you can click the link in the description box and find all those books on Amazon.com. You can also find them on Smashwords, Google Play, and the iBookstore. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available on paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Given to temptation, pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal